Good morning, Abby. It's Thursday, and you have to admire my resilience because I am still doing this crud. Today we find ourselves with The Legend of Zelda Manga, Volume 5, Oracle of Ages. Now, you may have noticed that I did not say Volume 4, even though we should be on Volume 4, but my friend does not have Volume 4, so we're just going to have to jump straight from Volume 3 to Volume 5. Yeah, it irritates me too. But before we do anything, can I just say that I love this cover art. I don't know what it is about it. I just really like it. And then on the back here, because we always got to show off the back picture, there are some characters that you've actually haven't met yet. So I don't even know why I'm showing you the back cover right now. Let's just jump right in. As a side note, every volume in the manga series has this like little thing at the front that tells you about the game that the manga is based off of. And I can't help but notice that right here it says that Oracle of Ages companion game is called Oracle of Time, but I'm pretty dang sure that it's called Oracle of Seasons. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And before you all ask, yes, Link does have side bangs. No, he does not act emo. We start off our adventure in Lina, a city in Labruna. Great, but where the heck is Labruna? So we start off the story with Link sword fighting some people, and then we cut to these people, the Twin Rova. Remember them from Ocarina of Time? Probably not, because they did basically nothing, but apparently now they're like the main antagonists or something, I don't know. The Twin Rova summon this evil lady spirit thing. Anyway, its name is Baron, and they tell her to go and kill Link. And that is the catalyst for our plot, ladies and gentlemen. The Twin Rova summon a thing, tell it to kill Link. Link fights thing for rest of manga. You know, I really loved these manga the first time I read them through, but as I go back to review them for this channel, I learned that they are very, very stupid in their plots, and yet I cannot help but love them, because look at this Frigger's adorable face. Then we run into Impa, and, okay, Impa, I don't mean to be rude. I'm not saying that this is a bad look for you, but the last time I saw you, you were like a ninja or some crud, so I have to ask what's going on. So the book reveals to us through exposition that Link left his house to become a knight in the last volume. However, he ended up having to take something called the Triforce test. What is Link even doing in that picture? I don't know. But anyway, it teleports Link to some place called Holodrum, where he meets that girl. Her name is Din, and apparently she has the power to control the seasons. But then she gets stolen by a Power Rangers villain ripoff. His name is Onyx. So then Link has to go to a magical temple and get a magical wand to kill that dude. And this, kids, is a valuable lesson in why you should always, always, always read the books in order. Impa reveals that she has been sent to go find one of Din's friends. Her name is Nehru. She is the Oracle of Ages. And on the way, Link runs into what I can only describe as a Girl Scout gone wrong. And then Impa starts giving Link an incredibly creepy glare that is giving me flashbacks to the guy from Majora's Mask. So let's not look at that anymore, because that is... Seriously, that's meme-worthy. Then Link and creepy Impa wander through a forest for a while, and then Link speaks to some animals, because he has the power to do that? When was that established? This is never brought up again. That's just a thing. Anyway, then he runs into this girl, Nehru, the Oracle of Ages. She has the power to time travel, say hi. And then Impa reveals that she has been possessed by Baron. Oh, no. Baron then possesses Nehru and uses her power as the Oracle of Ages to go back in time and erase Link. Now, if Baron actually wanted to erase Link, all she would do is go back in time to when Link was a baby, kidnap him, take him to, like, a very small height, like, even, like, 10 feet off the ground, and then just drop him. That would be the way to do this. It wouldn't be ridiculously and stupidly convoluted. However, Baron's plan is ridiculously and stupidly convoluted, as we will see as we get further into the plot. Then, while Link is still trying to wrap his head around what the heck just happened, he runs into Mephisto from Ballyrock. Like, literally. He looks like Mephisto. He talks like Mephisto. He acts like Mephisto. The story calls him something like Rafe, I think it was. Ralph. The story calls him Ralph, but I'm literally just going to call him Mephisto because That's basically what he is. Mephisto happens to be an old friend of Nehru's, so obviously when Link tells him what just happened to his friend, he's understandably a little upset. The only thing left is Nehru's Harp of Ages, which is her magical instrument that allows her to go back in time and all that jazz. So then Mephisto tries to steal it from Link so that he can go back in time and save Nehru, because Mephisto's kind of got a crush on her. But Link won't let him do that. He wants to be the hero, and plus he's the protagonist. He's obligated to be the hero all the time. So during the scuffle, they accidentally activate the Harp of Time, as you can see, with all the magicalness that is going on. Link then pushes Mephisto away, because, you know, as I said, he's obligated to be the hero all of the time. And he goes back in time by himself to save Nehru, and then he is immediately beaten by a slave driver. Great start to the journey. Link's sword, shield, and Nehru's Harp of Ages are all taken away from him, and he is forced to work as a slave for the evil Queen Ambi, who is trying to build a tower tall enough to reach the heavens and has enslaved all of the men in Labrina to get it done. Apparently, Queen Ambi was a really good queen up until recently, and Link suspects that there's something shady going on involving Varin, so he tries to run away and tell everyone what's going on, but then he is immediately stopped by this knight dude who, you know, totally doesn't look like the adult Link that I've seen in Super Smash Brothers at all. This dude's name is Raven, and he knocks Link unconscious and throws him into a dungeon in the Queen's castle. However, Link picks the lock of his dungeon with a fishhook that just happens to be there, purely so Link could get some exposition about some things and confirm his suspicions. Varin, who is using her disguise as Nehru to manipulate Queen Ambi, tells Queen Ambi to have Link put to death. God, her plan is convoluted! Oh my god, Varin! Just drop baby Link off a cliff. Boom. Dead Link. We don't have to do this anymore. But instead, you decided to do this, and we had to bring in a bunch of time travel mechanics. God, I hate you, Varin. Link knows that he should be putting all his energy into stopping Varin, but he thinks that he vaguely recognizes Raven from somewhere, so he decides to follow Raven around, which is a terrible idea when you think about it. Like, for all Link knows, there's just a dude in the present day who happens to look a lot like Raven, and now Link is just following based on this whim that he knows Raven because he saw a dude on the street one day who was one of Raven's descendants. Everyone in this story has stupid plans, and I hate it. Link quickly learns that Raven isn't actually a bad guy. He's just doing what his queen tells him to do, because in the meantime, he doesn't want to start a rebellion, but later on, he's, like, totally going to start a rebellion, and it's going to be awesome. And he and Link even go fishing together, and it occurs to Link that, hey, maybe the fishhook that I randomly found in my jail cell wasn't random, and that it was left here by this guy. So for once, the story actually has an explanation for the random things that it throws at our characters that happen to be the solution to their problems. Good. Good, good, good. Raven then takes Link to this secret village full of people who are hiding from Queen Ambi's wrath, and it occurs to Link that, hey, maybe this dude is my ancestor, not only because he happens to have, like, all of my physical traits, but also because, hey, it occurs to me that there's a giant portrait of this dude hanging in my house. How did Link not figure this out sooner if he's got a giant freaking poster of this dude in his house that his dad always points out and is like, hey, Link, this dude's better than you. That was a side plot, by the way, the fact that Link feels inadequate compared to the rest of this family, but that's a whole different thing. The point is, Link is an idiot. Link then explains to Raven and the other villagers about Varin and about how he is from the future. However, he chooses to leave out the fact that he is Raven's descendant because I don't freaking know at this point. Manufactured conflict. Link then realizes that Varin's plan is to change Labrina's past so that in Labrina's future it will be a place full of chaos and war and hate. And 2 questions. Number 1, before you left, you very clearly said that your goal was to erase Link from the past. So what the crud happened to that goal? Link escapes from his prison cell once and, oh, we're not gonna kill Link anymore. No, that's not how being evil works. And number 2, why do you want to make Labrina full of chaos and hate and war? Are you one of those fantasy trope characters that just, like, thrives off of chaos and hate? Because if you are, I could totally deal with that. I've heard it way too many times in fiction, but I doubt that hearing it once more is going to kill me. But you need to actually explain to me that is why you are doing this. It's called an explanation, because you were supposed to explain it to me. Back in the present day, we see that the Harp of Ages has fallen into good hands. Well, I mean, good hands. Back in the past, the workers at Queen Ambi's tower start rebelling violently. And that is not a good thing, because the rebellion was supposed to happen tomorrow night, guys. Come on. If you want to have a proper rebellion, you gotta get your communication skills in better. I didn't think this line through. So then Link breaks into Varen's castle and is threatening her and stuff. And then we have this glorious panel where, like, Link is screaming at Varen to set Nehru free and how he's not going to take up this crap. And he's, like, pointing his sword at my face, so I feel like I should be, like, feeling in awe at Link's courage or whatever. But, like, look at his freaking face. He's, like, such a little cute anime character. Have I mentioned that I think Link's face in this manga is cute? Because in my original strips, there was, like, 5 different times where I'm like, look at this fricker's cute face. So I feel like I haven't been hammering that hard, but I think this version of Link is, like, really adorable. So, like, I see this panel, and I know that I'm supposed to be intimidated, but, like, I can't, because look at his freaking face. Look at his freaking face. So, Link is getting his butt kicked by Varen, and then Mephisto shows up, and then all of a sudden, Link and Mephisto are on an island in the present day. But, what? There's never a proper explanation for that. It's insinuated that, like, what happened is that either Link or Mephisto, like, accidentally triggered the Harp of Ages and then it put them back in the present. But the only reason it's there is so that Link and Mephisto can get lost on a skeleton pirate ship, and so that one of the skeletons on that pirate ship can tell them what Varen's weakness is. And Link needs to know that in order to kill Varen, because he's the protagonist, and he needs excuses to learn things that he needs to know. So I'm editing out the part with the skeleton pirate ship. It's pretty freaking cool, but I'm not including it because it's basically pointless. And, like, there's a lot of fake tension because it's like, oh, I gotta be trapped on this pirate ship forever. But no, dude, you have the Harp of Ages with you. You could have teleported out at any time. I'm editing that part out. It's pretty cool, but it's also pretty stupid. Basically, Link knows Varen's weakness now. That's all you need to know. Back in the village, Varen begins to grow suspicious of Raven and think that maybe he's trying to overthrow her. So she possesses Mephisto in order to observe things about Raven. And without knowing that it's Varen, Link tells Varen that Raven is his ancestor, which you can imagine is a very bad idea. And then Varen is present when Link tells Raven and all the other villagers that he has discovered that Varen's weakness is something called mystery seeds. Varen then sends a bunch of archers to kill Raven because she obviously deduces that if Raven dies, then Link will die as well. And Raven willingly goes along with the knights as long as the village will remain safe and not be burned down. But Link is not having any of that crap. He bursts into the castle right before Raven is about to get executed, and there's a rebellion and stuff, and then Link goes to Queen Ambi and shows her that Varen is evil and that she should not be listening to him. And he's actually successful in persuading Queen Ambi, and she, like, stops construction on the tower and stops being terrible and everything. And then Varen possesses Queen Ambi. Varen. You like making things difficult, don't you? However, the newly not possessed Oracle of Ages, Nehru, teleports herself, Raven, Link, and Mephisto away from the battlefield, and they then immediately teleport back to the battlefield because mystery seeds don't exist in the future or something. So I'm not sure what the point of that was, but it looked cool. The gang then finds a mystery seed, and here's where things get extra especially ridiculous. So Link is on the ground, as you can see, and Queen Ambi is on the top of that hundreds of feet tall tower, and Link then uses a pea shooter, a literal pea shooter, to shoot the mystery seed up a several hundred feet tall tower so he can hit Queen Ambi in the face. And it actually works. Let's dissect the science on this. You have Link on ground, Queen Ambi at top of tower, Link shooting thing very vertical to get to top of tower, but then also arc to hit her straight in the face. The science is not there, I have determined. I am a physicist, as you can all tell by my Pop Leo t-shirt. Like, the science, not there. And then Varen turns into a spider. Yeah, that was the thing that happened. Link fights the spider on his own for a while, almost dies. Raven shows up, Link and Raven explode the spider together, like they literally exploded. Like they throw a bomb at it and everything. It's pretty violent. But Varen's dead. We don't have to worry about her anymore. Hurrah! And then the Twin Rova show up, and they decide to resurrect everyone's favorite character. This guy. So, Ganon, how are things going? You look a little different from your last appearance. Have you gotten any plastic surgery? Gotten any work done? Have you taken any good walks on the beach lately? Because I know that you enjoy doing that. Murdered any heroes of time? Link kills Ganon pretty easily. The canon explanation for it is that the Twin Rova didn't resurrect him successfully and his intelligence wasn't there, but we all know what the reason was. It's because these people have a set amount of pages that they have to do for every chapter and they were running out. And then after the fight, Raven's like, oh hey Link, I actually know that you're my descendant and we've just both been keeping this secret from each other the whole time because manufactured conflict. Link is sent back to the present day and he decides to go back to his home. And now, there is a portrait of Link in the wall, alongside the one of Raven. So everything comes full circle. Link is finally respected by his family, although they don't technically know they're respecting him. The end! Abby, we're almost done. I shall see you tomorrow.